Sri Lanka, a land where entire kingdoms once thrived on rock summits and colossal reservoirs were built by hand to tame the dry earth. Every corner whispers stories of human ambition and resilience. Imagine walking through misty tea plantations where some of the world's finest teas are still hand-picked. Or tracing paths worn smooth by Buddhist pilgrims for over 1,000 years. Temples carved from caves and adorned with murals stand as silent witnesses to empires long gone. Join me, and I'll show you the real Sri Lanka, a place with hidden wonders that are way more fascinating than any postcard could capture. Gala Fort is a fortified city located on the southwest coast of Sri Lanka. The fort is visibly influenced by both European and South Asian architectural and cultural traditions. It was first built in 1588 by the Portuguese, and then later extensively fortified by the Dutch less than a century later. Due to its strategic position, it was even used by the British as a strategic naval base during the Second World War. Within the fort, there are several iconic landmarks that represent the fort's colourful history, such as the 1882 clock tower, which is one of the oldest in Sri Lanka. Mahamevnawa Buddhist Monastery is a renowned network of Buddhist monasteries. It was founded in 1999 to revive the teachings of the Buddha in their purest form, as preserved in the Theravada Buddhist canon. The monastery follows the original mission loyally, as the monks avoid mixing these teachings with later interpretations or practices from other Buddhist traditions. The Dambulla Cave Temple, also known as the Golden Temple of Dambulla, is a marvel of ancient art and architecture. This sacred site consists of 5 caves carved into a massive granite outcrop, full of murals and centuries of Buddhist heritage. The complex contains over 150 statues, predominantly of the Buddha, with a few depicting Hindu deities, reflecting the fusion of Buddhist and Hindu traditions. The ceilings and walls are also covered in over 2,100 square metres of frescoes, portraying scenes from the Buddha's life, historical events, and symbolic motifs. The origins of the temple date back to the 1st century BCE, during the reign of King Valagamba. After being exiled by South Indian invaders, the king is said to have taken refuge in these caves and proceeded to transform them into a Buddhist temple as an act of gratitude upon reclaiming his throne. Diathalaka Mandapaya, often referred to as the Candy Lake Island, is a small yet fascinating island that is said to once have been a royal retreat. Some accounts suggest it was used as part of the king's harem, offering a secluded and serene space for the king's queens and concubines. It was also used as a royal bathing pavilion, with secret tunnels reportedly connecting it to the royal palace complex on the lake's eastern shore. The island is located in the middle of Kandy Lake, serving as a prominent feature of the UNESCO World Heritage City of Kandy. Kandy Lake was built in 1807 by King Sri Wikrama Rajasinghe, the last monarch of the Kingdom of Kandy. The king had the idea of beautifying his capital by constructing the lake, which replaced paddy fields in the area. The city of Kandy itself is a UNESCO World Heritage City, revered for its sacred Buddhist heritage. It served as the capital of the Kingdom of Kandy, the last independent kingdom in Sri Lanka, which resisted Portuguese, Dutch, and British invasions for centuries. A famous example of the city's Buddhist heritage is the Sri Dalada Maligawa, a major pilgrimage destination. It houses the sacred tooth relic of the Buddha, believed to be a canine tooth of the Buddha that was retrieved from his cremation pyre in 543 BCE. It was brought to Sri Lanka by descendants of the Brahmadatta royal family, who were tasked to protect the relic without treasuring it for themselves. Overlooking the city is the Bahirawakanda Vihara Buddha statue, one of the tallest Buddha statues in the country. Painted in pristine white and standing 26 meters tall, it depicts the Buddha in a seated samadhi posture of meditation. Originally, the location's name translates to Hill of the Terrifying One, stemming from ancient folklore about the hill being haunted, though it is now more known for its tranquil environment due to the statue. Dialuma Falls is one of the nation's most spectacular waterfalls, renowned for its dramatic drop and natural infinity pools. At 220 metres high, it is the second highest waterfall in Sri Lanka. Its name means rapid flow of water in Sinhala, which is fitting for its series of smaller cascades and pools along the cliff. The falls are also formed from ancient volcanic rocks, creating their unique formations. According to local folklore, a tragic love story is tied to the falls, as it is said that a young chieftain and his lover fell to their deaths while escaping from her disapproving father. The Nine-Arch Bridge, also known as the Bridge in the Sky, is one of the most famous landmarks in the country. The bridge was constructed during the British colonial period in 1921 as part of the railway line connecting Badulla to Colombo. It was designed to traverse a deep gorge and is renowned for its elegant curvature and sturdy structure. According to local folklore, a local self-taught engineer played a key role in the construction, by sharing his expertise in building with stone. In the misty hills of the Uva province, Haputala is a charming hill town renowned for its dense tea plantations and sensational landscapes. Tea was first introduced to Sri Lanka by the British in the mid-19th century after the collapse of the coffee industry due to a fungal disease. Since then, the town quickly became a significant centre for tea cultivation due to its ideal climate and fertile soil. In fact, the plantations contribute to the country's reputation as one of the world's leading producers of Ceylon tea, known for its distinctive flavour and aroma. Today, many tea estates in the town are adopting sustainable practices, including organic farming and fair trade initiatives. The Rumasala Japanese Peace Pagoda is a gleaming white Buddhist temple that stands as a symbol of friendship between Japan and Sri Lanka. The pagoda was constructed by the Nipponzan Myohoji Buddhist Order, a Japanese Buddhist sect that builds peace pagodas worldwide to promote global unity and non-violence. It was built in the aftermath of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which devastated much of the Sri Lankan coastline. The Ambulawawa Tower is a 48-metre tall structure resembling a Buddhist stupa, with a winding spiral staircase leading to the top. The tower and its connecting biodiversity complex were inaugurated in 2009 as a project aimed at promoting religious unity and environmental awareness. It celebrates religious harmony, featuring Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, and Christian architectural influences. The site is also part of a biodiversity conservation project, showcasing over 200 plant species, including rare medicinal herbs and flowering plants. Anuradhapura is one of the country's most significant and ancient cities, as it served as the first capital of Sri Lanka. The city is home to iconic landmarks such as the Jethawa-Naramaya Stupa. Once the third tallest structure in the ancient world, this massive brick stupa was built by King Mahasena in the 3rd century CE. There is also Ruvanwelisaya Temple, a massive white stupa built by King Dutugemunu in the 2nd century BCE. Known as the Great Stupa, it symbolises the height of Anuradhapura's Buddhist devotion and engineering. Named after a legendary character of the Indian epic Ramayana, the Ravana Falls are steeped in mythological significance and natural beauty. According to Sri Lankan folklore, King Ravana, the antagonist of the epic, abducted the wife of Lord Rama and brought her to Sri Lanka. Legend has it that he hid her in a cave behind the waterfall, which is also named after him. The area is considered sacred and is an important site for those exploring the Ramayana Trail. The falls are located in the town of Ella, a once quiet village that has transformed into a busy tourist hotspot due to its laid-back, backpacker-friendly atmosphere. It is also part of the previously mentioned Yuva tea-growing region, being one of the most renowned areas for Ceylon tea. The ancient city of Polonnaruwa is renowned for its well-preserved ruins, intricate carvings, and advanced irrigation systems. Following the invasion of the South Indian Chola dynasty, it became the new capital of Sri Lanka in the 11th century CE. The Chola dynasty introduced Hindu influences, which created a blend of Buddhist Sinhalese and Hindu Tamil architectural styles. When the Chola dynasty ended, a rival claimant to the throne reportedly cursed the city of Polonnaruwa. Her resistance and subsequent defeat are part of local folklore, explaining the city's eventual abandonment. The Kudumbagala monastery was established in 246 BCE, a time when Buddhism was flourishing in the country. It was a refuge for Buddhist monks who sought solitude to practice meditation and achieve spiritual enlightenment. The site features over 200 rock caves that contain ancient Brahmi inscriptions, which were used as dwellings by monks. Marissa, a charming seaside town on the southern coast, is home to some of the country's most beautiful beaches. One of its famous spots is Marissa Beach, a crescent-shaped beach known for its soft sand and clear waters. Nearby, there are other popular attractions such as Coconut Tree Hill and Parrot Rock. Coconut Tree Hill is a red rock hilltop area with coconut palms. According to local folklore, Coconut Tree Hill was once a sacred space for fishermen in the area. Before venturing out to sea, they would climb the hill to make offerings to the ocean gods for safe journeys and bountiful catches. Parrot Rock is a small rock island located just off the coast of Marissa Beach, which can be accessed during low tide by wading through shallow water. It got its name from a popular story about a giant parrot, believed to be a protector of the seas and the fishermen, making it its home once upon a time. The parrot is said to have perched on the rock daily, guiding fishermen with its calls and warning them of storms. The Nelligala International Buddhist Center, commonly known as Nelligala Temple, is a modern Buddhist temple atop the mountain of the same name. The temple grounds feature several massive golden Buddha statues, each exuding a sense of peace and reverence. Uniquely, it also has a sacred Bodhi tree planted in a golden bowl. Laksapana Falls is the 8th highest waterfall in the nation, with a height of 126 metres. The name Laksapana is believed to derive from the Sinhala words for 100,000 and lamps, symbolising its brightness and energy. It is also believed that Lord Buddha rested in the caves behind the waterfall during his visit to Sri Lanka, making the area sacred to many Buddhists. The Jaffna Fort is the second largest fort in Sri Lanka and is renowned as one of the most sophisticated European forts in Asia. It was originally built by the Portuguese in the early 17th century, but the Dutch later rebuilt and expanded the fort into its present star-shaped design. Taprabani Island is a stunning private island, known for its luxurious and scenic beauty. The island's name Taprabana is derived from the ancient Greek and Roman name for Sri Lanka, which was used by early explorers and geographers. In the 1920s, a French aristocrat purchased the island and constructed its iconic white villa, transforming the island into a tropical retreat. Today, the island's privately owned and operates as a luxury villa rental. As the country's largest city and economic hub, Colombo offers a unique mix of cosmopolitan energy and traditional charm. Its strategic location along the Indian Ocean made it a prominent port for ancient traders, including the Greeks, Arabs, and Chinese. The city's most prominent landmark is the Lotus Tower, the tallest structure in South Asia. The project was initiated in 2012 by the Sri Lankan government to enhance the country's telecommunications infrastructure and promote tourism. It was eventually officially inaugurated in 2019. The lotus symbolises purity in Sri Lankan culture and represents the nation's thriving growth. Minaria National Park, located in the north-central province, is a wildlife sanctuary famed for its iconic elephant gatherings. Covering an area of 8,889 hectares, the park is centred around an ancient man-made reservoir that provides water for wildlife during the dry season. Declared a wildlife sanctuary in 1938, Minaria then became a national park in 1997, ensuring the conservation of its diverse ecosystems. Hiriketia Beach, affectionately known as Hiri, is a small crescent-shaped bay that was actually a quiet fishing village up until recent years. Its name means belt of sands in Sinhala, referring to the beach's crescent shape. In fact, some say the beach's crescent shape is like a protective belt, believed to guard the coastline from harsh weather and dangerous currents. Other local legends claim that Hiriketia's waters have healing properties, stemming from an ancient tale of a sage who meditated in the nearby forests. It is said that the beach and its bay were blessed to provide rejuvenation and calm for anyone who visits. Sigiriya, often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world, has a deep history. Initially, Sigiriya served as a Buddhist monastery. It was transformed into a royal fortress and palace by King Kashyapa, who ascended to the throne through controversial means. After his fall in 495 CE, the site reverted to a religious purpose, housing monks for centuries. Many centuries later, the fortress was rediscovered and documented by British archaeologists in the 1800s. The lion's paws are the iconic remnants of a massive lion statue that once marked the entrance to the fortress. Only the giant paws remain today, symbolising the strength and power of the king. The lion is a recurring motif in Sri Lankan culture, symbolising bravery and protection. Pidurangala Rock, located just 2 kilometres from Sigiriya, was historically a Buddhist monastery. It is believed that King Kashyapa provided the monks with this sanctuary as he converted Sigiriya into his royal palace. Standing 49 metres tall, the Dondra Head Lighthouse is the tallest lighthouse in Sri Lanka and one of the tallest in Southeast Asia. Built from granite and bricks imported from England, the lighthouse was part of a larger network to ensure safe passage for ships navigating along the busy east-west shipping routes. The Aluvaharaya Rock Cave Temple, a sacred Buddhist site celebrated as the place where the Buddhist scriptures were first written in Pali on ola leaves, ensuring the preservation of the Buddha's teachings for future generations. It is said to have been founded by Arahat Mahinda, who introduced Buddhism to Sri Lanka. Cascading from a height of 109 metres, Ramboda Waterfall is the 11th tallest waterfall in the country. It is also part of a larger series of falls formed by the Pana Oya, a tributary of the Kothmail River. The falls have a unique 3-tiered structure, with water flowing in distinct stages. The town of Ella, known for its cooler climate and tea gardens, is a hub for tea cultivation. Tea cultivation in Ella dates back to the British colonial era, when the region became a focal point for Ceylon tea production. The town's high altitude ensures the perfect conditions for growing tea, contributing to its superior quality. Vast expanses of green tea bushes stretch across rolling hills, allowing people to walk through the plantations and learn about traditional harvesting techniques. This is Sri Lanka, a land of natural wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the greatest wonders of Iran, check out this video.